Hey everybody, welcome to the Spill the OT YouTube channel. My name is Robin. Today we are talking about OT treatment ideas using socks. Lots of socks. I work in pediatrics, so these treatment ideas are geared more toward the younger group, but you can take different elements and modify it and use it for your clients as well. So the first thing and the most easy thing to do with socks is matching. So for matching, it's really simple. You have your socks. You can buy fresh ones, go to TJ Maxx, go to Old Navy, somewhere really cheap where you can get brand new ones. Or I guess you can use donated ones that you clean. And for clients who have more involved issues, you want to start off pretty easy. So having things that are really color coordinated, so red versus blue and white, something that's really simple for them to find their matches. That way when they're looking at the items, it's not too visually overwhelming. If you have somebody who's a little bit higher level, then you can have similar colors. So ones that are white and they have to just distinguish by the really subtle color changes. You can also have pretty much the same sock, but a little bit of a bigger color difference. So they can tell pretty easily that one is pink and one is purple versus this. They have to look at that small stripe. So you can grade it depending on your clients. So that's the first thing. Pretty basic is matching. So another pretty basic thing is having them fold the socks. I know that for some people that motor planning and learning how to do that in the first place can actually require a lot of practice. For my kiddos, I'll start with hand over hand assistance and then we fade it. I also always do a demonstration, so I have my own socks while they're using their own socks. Most kids, when they first get started, they're kind of just smashing them together. So you really have to teach them the motor planning to take them and fold them in half. Another thing you can do is have the socks all inside out, or you can do some that are inside out and some that are right side out, and just teaching them about orientation and teaching them a little bit about problem solving. What happens if you have a sock that's inside out and what happens if one is right side out, and how do you want them on your feet? So problem solving, orientation. Another thing that you can have them do is sort their socks. So instead of matching, we'll sort them. And you can have different categories. So you can have them sort by short socks and tall socks. So having them look which ones are tall, which ones are short, and making different piles. So there's a lot that you can do that's pretty basic, and you just have to tailor it to your own client. If you're working with somebody with dementia or an older adult who might have some memory issues, sometimes laundry can be a really soothing activity. So you can present them with a laundry basket of items and then slowly incorporate more of this cognitive stuff into your work and just grade it depending on their level. And you can have them do it while they're standing, so they're working on their endurance at the same time. So there's a lot that you can do with socks just in general. So these were pretty basic. Let me get into a little bit more exciting and creative things that you can do with socks. Okay, so you can have your client do this a couple different ways. You can have them stand, or you could have them prone on a swing. You could have them sitting on a swing. You could have them in quadruped position like I am here. But basically, I am crossing midline and I am in all fours and I'm aiming for the hoop, so it's visual motor. Okay, so this next one we are doing forward walks with our arms. We are keeping our legs in place and I'm taking a pair of socks, walking forward on my arms into a small plank position and then tossing the socks into the basket. So it's visual motor, it's also heavy work, so this is good for kiddos who need a lot of proprioception and want to incorporate visual motor at the same time. It builds on core strength and is overall a great full body movement for your kiddos. Okay, this next one is a fun one. We're going to take a sock, any shape, any size, and we have some items. So I have an eraser, penny, paper clip, and chapstick. I'm going to put them all into the sock, and then I'm going to ask my client to reach in and take out the penny. You could possibly use this during your evaluation process to see how somebody's stereognosis is working, especially if somebody had a stroke or had some fine motor deficits or questionable sensation. And it could even help you tease out some cognitive issues going on. But you could turn this into a game. You could take turns reaching into the sock and taking out different items. You could even get creative and do multiple coins. If somebody is really good, you could have a quarter and a penny, a dime and a nickel, something where the shapes are going to be different. So there really is a lot that you can do with socks. Usually with my clients, when we are in an OT session and they are doing something over on the mat, I will have them take their shoes off, and then when we're done, I'll have them take their socks off and then put their socks back on just so that they get that practice, and then we go and wash our hands. So we're doing a little bit of ADLs, even though that's not really the emphasis of our treatment. We're just organically including that in there. One thing that you can do if somebody is really frustrated with taking on and off socks, because it is a skill that's a little bit tricky, you can have them practice with scrunchies or hair elastics. You can get some really fun, colorful ones at the dollar store or order them off Amazon or Walmart. There's lots of places where you can get them for cheap, and they're really fun, and you can have them practice 10 times putting different colors on their feet, and they can choose the colors, and it's exciting. Okay, so I think that's pretty much what I use when I'm using socks during treatment. Sometimes we will practice loading the laundry machine. If we have one, we'll load the hamper, we'll put the socks in. You can also have them practice buying the socks. So if the socks cost $5, you can have them count out $5 bills or use a $5 bill to pay for the socks. You can even have them use quarters if it's $4.50 and they have to buy it. Or maybe you are buying the socks from your client and they cost $4.50, but you're paying with a $5 bill, so they have to decide how much change to give you. There's a lot that you can do. I would love to know what kind of ways you are using socks in your treatment, if any. So comment down below. Give it a thumbs up if you like this video. Check out my podcast, Spill the OT. If you want to come on the podcast, I would love to have you. I'm always looking for new clinicians to come on and share their stories and what they like about therapy. Subscribe to my channel, and I hope they have a great day. Bye.